I love these old maps. This one's cool.
Literally got hundreds of those out of a house.
Pictures.
We actually had hundreds of those, and we didn't know that they were valuable, and we threw them away in dumpster number 1.
No, don't tell us that. Hi guys, thanks for tuning into the channel again. My name is Liz and I'm a part-time reseller in Maryland. In today's video, I take you with me to an epic estate sale. It was run by a family, had very low prices, amazing treasures, and only 2 other shoppers on the premises. Let's go check it out. Hi.
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. I expected there was going to be a horde of people.
No, I think you're third, fourth.
Wow. Well, maybe because there's so many yard sales.
There's iced coffee, like fresh vanilla cream.
Got it.
No sugar.
Oh, are you taking orders?
Come on in.
I want a skinny vanilla latte, also known as the no fun latte.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome.
Oh, wow.
I was trying to be organized. We'll see how that
It
works.
looks like you succeeded.
Upstairs,
very
downstairs,
organized.
and in the garage.
Awesome.
So we'll kind of browse.
Yeah, I will.
Here, is that okay?
That's fine.
I'm whistling again.
When we came last night, I turned the air down a little bit.
Good.
You know, I'm just going to borrow this basket.
Okay.
I'm just going to borrow this. As I like to say at my house, you're a monkey, use a tool. I can say that to myself. I'm going to zen out.
Okay.
And I'll look at the directions later. That is so cute. This is pretty. Gotta be Haker. Beautiful. It really rings. They're so pretty. I'm gonna think about that. Whistling again.
So those are tablecloths. These are like table runners. And there's napkins down here. And then those are all. And now I have
Oh, that must be her pile.
What do you do with all of these things?
I'm making a pile under this one. I think she's got a pile over there, maybe. I don't mind carrying some. You know what? Actually,
You want a bigger basket?
I'll see. Sure. Can I borrow that one?
Yeah, I just brought
Okay.
that one up for that whole purpose.
Sweet. I'll go over here with this one next. Oh my God, these cows are adorable. Look at these. Oh my God. Do I need one? No. Do I like them? Yes. Oh my God, look at this guy. How can I resist? That's a nice job. second. The phrase Motley Crue comes to mind.
That's a funny story that goes back.
Is the story extra?
Yes.
Oh no. This is so cool. Wow, that's heavy. Let's see. I do a lot with these. Why is nobody here?
I know.
Usually this kind of place would be
I
mobbed.
never do.
No, me neither.
It's just you and I.
I'm happy.
Me too.
I can share.
Me too.
I don't know if I can do that. That is so cool. That's beautiful. Ooh, I like this. I'm going.
He works
I'm used to fighting people off at these sales. I love it. I think it's fantastic. Having a great time.
These two.
I can't even tell if that's real or not. That's a pretty frame too, actually.
It is.
And are these frames or are they something else? I don't know what's in here. This is the kind of place, like, I just feel like I'm gonna find a treasure. You know? Like, I don't have one of these.
That's cute.
It's creepy cute, but I like it. I don't even know which way I want to go next. Oh, this is so cute. What? I'm in love with this. Which is ridiculous. Baby shoes. There you go. I like it. Yes. What is this?
This is so cool. This is an ashtray.
It's just, I guess this is just a lidded pot.
It's cute.
It's really cute. It
Turquoise
looks,
lid.
I know, it just looks a little, I can't tell if it's cracked and I'm a little leery. I'm gonna think about it. See, I can afford to do that because there's no one here.
Yeah. Yet.
I know. I'm. It doesn't even make sense. I'm almost like maybe I'm dreaming. I dreamt it was just me and one other person at this estate sale. Just us. These are fun. It's not. Oh, I want these. What is that? Hold on. That's horrible and amazing. I need another basket. I'm a basket case. Here comes that basket case. You know how hard it was for me to wait to say that at the top of the stairs so I could have an audience? And just imagine
We have filled almost 3 30-yard dumpsters.
Oh, you
That's
should
our
never
second
fill a
one.
dumpster.
Oh,
I probably
no.
would have bought some of it.
It would.
No.
We had no idea there was so much stuff in this house. There were certain rooms we were never allowed in as a kid, even as adults.
Oh.
So like going through, we felt like we were violating some sacred, you know, rule.
Wow. Well, that's interesting. I guess I was spoiled as a kid. That's cool, but I don't think that's very sellable. Cocktail mixers are cool. What's in here? What is that? I still don't know what it is. Drafting? I don't even know what I'm looking at.
I don't even know what's in there. If we have, this whole thing is records. Like,
Oh wow.
all these old.
Oh, yeah. People used to sort of like bulk them
all
up like
this is
that.
records. I don't even know what this stuff is. There's a dog bed.
Sure.
Oh boy. Expired in 1971. Just keeps coming. I'm gonna have it carried upstairs. It gives you men folk to
Do
do
you
that.
want this for all that stuff? Do you want to put it in here?
I'll just carry it up.
Okay.
Thank you though.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there's so much hair stuff here.
I know.
Really neat stuff to look at.
More and more. I
Oh, that's a good book. Killer Angels. That is a nice table. I don't need it, but it's nice. This is the cleanest boiler room I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's really good.
I might be cleaner than my house. In fact, it definitely is. All right, I gotta take my next load upstairs, I guess.
Probably seized up
Look
in
at all the
1800s.
baggage I've got.
Knock yourself out.
Now I'm gonna start all over again. I just arrived. Here I go.
All right, here.
So cute. Look.
When he was first, when he was first starting to do stuff. And then there's one. He did a shoe.
That's all perfect.
Yep.
So how long have you lived in Woodstock?
20 years.
Okay. So where the snowball stand is now.
Keep past that, and we're the old store. It's like was built in 1975.
Okay. So where the snowball stand is, there used to be a little craft store. It was called the Dandelion Patch. And my mom used to sell stuff there.
Oh wow.
Like she made hats and scarves and stuff. So I thought you could keep out of that. That was in that store.
Aw.
Yeah.
You ready to finish it out?
What did you say down there? Okay, I'll run down and get it.
So that's 20. This is 20. There's a mirror downstairs that she's gonna take because she's crying. And then the green.
I don't think I'm gonna get this.
Okay.
So 125,
And then all this.
Karen, just, give me numbers.
I was gonna do the tablecloths for $5 if you were okay with that, and the runners for $1, the doilies for $1.
I don't care, I mean, these are 5 too?
I don't know what that is. And on the does have a little chip.
So this is a cross stitch pattern, and it came with napkins.
Coffee's back. Look at these, beautiful. Yeah. I want to do that. Oh, I'm not doing it.
I didn't know that it was, there was a drawer and that it was full of papers.
I'm buying all this.
Awesome.
Yeah, just in case you were impressed with her.
I'm impressed.
I didn't even go out there yet. Another whole room. Hey, how's it going?
How's it going?
That house.
Find anything in the house?
Not really. I mean, trying to think what the best thing I got was. Maybe the vintage trash can.
You know, I have a couple of those in my warehouse. Do you sell those?
I never have, but it was desperate times.
Well,
These
if
are
you do,
really cute.
That is cool.
These are really cute. I wonder if someone would buy those and use them as a planter. You know?
You said you have a booth in your video, right?
Yeah, I have 4.
I think you would do that flying in the booth.
Yeah, their prices seem really good too. I've got a huge pile.
I need to talk to you at some point. I got a ton of art pottery. Well, rather, my wife bought a ton of art pottery.
Okay.
You,
I'll give you my card and you can text me.
Yeah.
Or I'll just give you my number if you want. That's fine. You can text me.
I'll just carry this out.
Oh, there was a mirror that I'm supposed
I
to.
went to one this morning. There's just like a card table and stuff. And there's a music table.
Oh, where was that?
That was in Glenburn.
There were a bunch of yard sales in Catonsville, but not very good. And there were
Try not to do yard sales. I don't really like doing
oh,
yard
there were
sales.
two estate sales on the same street. And I was the first one to both of them, and real good. I don't know why, but I love these old maps. This one's cool.
Literally got hundreds of those out of a house.
Pictures.
We actually had hundreds of those and we didn't know that they were valuable and we threw them away in dumpster number 1.
No, don't tell us that. We don't want to know that.
We filled, this is our third 30-yard dumpster.
We don't want to know that. So let's dive into part 1 of this amazing estate sale that I almost stumbled upon. This is going to take, I think, 2 tables worth. I was originally going to make a video out of the entire day, but I don't think that I can share all that footage in one video that's a reasonable length. So this was a listed estate sale. It was on one of the yard sale apps. So people often ask me, how do you find out where estate sales are? You can go on Craigslist for your local city or town. You can go on estatesales.net or estatesales.org and type in your zip code. And there's also a yard sale map app for the iPhone. I believe it's probably for all phones. And that will also give you options. And I think this one was on the app. So it's exhausting in some ways because you have to check all those different sites so that you don't miss one. And I would have missed this one if I had not checked the yard sale app. So I like to save one of the best items for last normally, but this painting, I don't know if you can tell. I think it's coming through in the film. The luminosity in this piece is unbelievable. Now this was stacked in a bunch of those, I don't know what they're called, but they're like a cardboard print. Like I think they were popular in the 60s and 70s. This was stacked in the middle of a bunch of those. And I don't think I caught this on film because I actually was like getting in my car to leave and I realized I had nowhere better to go and I went back inside. And I just decided to go where I hadn't gone before. And I think everyone wrote off this pile of artwork because it looked like it was all these cardboard type prints, which are not valuable or collectible in my opinion or my experience. So this is clearly signed A. Polimi. I believe that's an Italian artist. And I did look up similar works by this artist, and this is like a $300 to $400 piece. And I believe they charged me $10 for this artwork. So I think I spent about $110 total at this estate sale. Family run sales do tend to be better. The family wants to clean out the house and they don't have to pay an estate sale company half of their profits, so they can afford to do it more cheaply. This house, they kind of broke our hearts. The few pickers who were there, I don't know why no one was there, but shout out to Nathan because he was there. The few pickers who were there were like exclaiming when they said something to the effect of, oh, this is the third dumpster that we filled. We're like, what are you talking about? They said, we didn't know people wanted this stuff. So I don't know what else was thrown away. I didn't even really want to tell you guys that, but if you know anyone who has inherited a house, tell them not to throw anything away. Have your estate sale and sell it all. There's no reason to throw it away. So these are authentic World War II pieces. This has some good value, this backpack. I haven't figured out exactly what this is for. If you're a military person or you collect that kind of stuff, I don't know what you would put in this pouch, but I don't, ammunition. I just thought it was cool. And I just liked the name Tweety. There was something about that dichotomy, Tweety and war. I don't know. I know it's a different spelling. So I grabbed that. That had some nice value. And this is so pretty. I don't really buy a ton of stuff like this. I have bought a few pieces recently. They haven't sold, but I've never seen the butterfly one with this rattan wrapped handle. And I just think it's really cool. I think that will sell locally to someone who likes butterflies or like boho decor. So I wasn't even sure what this piece was, and everyone, including me, had passed it up. They use it as a planter. You can see there's some residue in there that I need to get some pink stuff on to get it off. It has the original price from the grocery store. This is not the only piece that had the original price tag on it, which is so interesting when you have a beautiful piece of pottery. This reminds me of some block vases, mid-century modern type stuff. And the, how do you pronounce it? Sgraffito? This incising reminds me of like a record, like an LP. And I think this would have been easily identifiable with Google Lens, but I believe that this may be the Odagiri sticker. Definitely Japanese. Now this one has a tiny little chip right here, but these sell for crazy money and I've never seen one before. So if you've never seen it before, buy it, especially when it's cheap. If you watch The Crazy Lamp Lady, then you probably would recognize this as Czechoslovakian pottery. Not huge value, but $20 or $30. So really lovely. I actually have another one. I wanted to save space on the table. I always buy these. These always sell. I have a friend, shout out to Tracy, who collects stuff like this. So sometimes if you have a friend who collects things or you have a buyer who collects things, you're going to find yourself drawn to them because you want to make sure that you can help support their amazing collection / habit. I didn't find this exact one, and the comp I have is a little crazy, as I recall, but if you see miniature cannons, I feel like they always sell. They're just really cool. It looks like they might have used this one as an ashtray. I don't know, maybe it's just oxidation, but I thought it was really, really cool. I hardly ever see stuff like this. I've never seen this before. This is so interesting to me, this Apollo 11 Man on the Moon Super 8 film. And I was surprised by how valuable it was. I was just thinking I'm gonna save it from this third dumpster they've got parked in the driveway. Meanwhile, it has some value and it's gonna pay me well for my time. We're gonna slide down here to a few books. Some of the books I got weren't too valuable. I'll probably be able to sell them in the booth. I was a little bit cautious because they had a lot of books and books are heavy. But this one is hilarious. This is like a $25 to $30 book. It's like pretend German. If you look at it, Fräulein Bo Piepen, that's not real German. Mein Großvater told, right? And it's just really cute, tongue-in-cheek. I think my dad will get a kick out of this. He took German in school. And still, I think I probably paid I think the books were $1 a piece. And when you see some of the books, you'll be like, wait, what? This is a first edition Stuart Little. I didn't know it was a first edition. I just knew it was an early edition. The comp on this is crazy. This is actually in pretty good condition. Not perfect, not perfect, but pretty good. And condition, I know, is extremely important with books. But with the first edition, that's not like falling apart, the spine's not broken, the pages aren't ripped, I feel like that's still pretty good. Now, I kept this book in here. This is a really old book. It's from 1917. It's probably worth $10 to $15. So not all old books are old valuable books. This one kind of surprised me in a good way, and this one surprised me in not so good a way, but it doesn't matter because I think I paid $1. And so if it brings 10, that's still a great turnaround, good flip. I thought this was really cool, and I can't wait to look at this book. If you're familiar with Baltimore, then you're familiar with the area called Canton. And this is a really, really old book, 1928. I cannot wait. Look, it has an inscription to check this out. And I think that this will sell well for someone who really likes local interest and local history. Oh, sorry, this one doesn't have. So A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. This is a really well-loved book. This is, I believe, the first edition. So again, look for first editions. If you have time, use Google Lens to identify your books or go the semi-old-fashioned way and type in the copyright date and the publisher and the title and see what you come up with so you can save yourself some space and money. In this case, again, $1 doesn't matter too much. Okay. They had a lot of new old stock stuff, and this is not a huge money maker. This is like a $20 item, but I just thought this was so cool in its original box. I can't resist stuff like that. I think I got that habit from my dad. People ask me or they'll say to me, oh, you're lucky you grew up with this, or your dad taught you stuff. And my dad would probably agree that most of the stuff I just learned by exposure. So I'm grateful to my dad for exposing me to these things, but the more explicit teaching has happened in the last 10 years when I've asked questions and been more interested. So then that leads me to another question, how can you get better? You need to develop that exposure. You need to surround yourself with vintage items that have some value. You can do that in any number of pleasant ways. You can watch my videos. Sorry, I couldn't help it. But you could also go to an antique mall and just wander around. Look at the prices. Look at what people are buying in the checkout line. You can subscribe to the Newtown Bee, get a journal and just leaf through it. Just look at the pictures. It's very pleasant, and you will train your eye to recognize Art Deco shapes, Art Nouveau. Your eye will tell you. Our eyes and our visuals are our true memory, not things that we read. So you can train your eye. You need to just have a growth mindset. Okay, that's enough. Okay, so Garfield's movie is out, so I couldn't resist a vintage Garfield mug. Maybe $15, but I'll put it in the booth, and someone who just saw the movie, some new Garfield fan will love that, even though it's a vintage item. And this little light is so terrible that it's amazing. I mean terrible because it's a loose sight with a fake bird in it and a flower, and then it's got this sort of Art Deco fake crystal base. Now, I couldn't find this exact piece, but I know someone in the world is going to cherish this heirloom. When I see weird stuff, I buy it. Those of you who go to my booths, or if you visited my Etsy shop, you know that I like weird stuff. Now, this toy was on the kitchen counter, and I thought it was plastic, and it's not. It's metal, and it's really old, and it has some good value. I was really surprised. I just picked it up, and when I felt that it was metal, I said, let me check this out, and I recognized that name. I'm going to probably mispronounce it, but I believe it's Schilling, and I'll try to put it on the screen for you. A lot of people will recognize Nipper, the RCA Victor dog, shakers, anything actually Nipper always sells. I've had those shakers before, but they won't sell for a ton, but $15 in the booth and maybe more online. Here's our next lesson in German woodworking and crafts. Look how beautiful this is. This is a little music box. It's actually double-sided. It is so sweet. Oh my goodness, I love it. So keep looking for stuff like that. And sometimes you got to think outside the box. Like I saw this sort of like mid-century Art Deco flashlight, and I was like, that thing is cool. And I bought it. Ton of value? No. 10, 20 bucks? Sure. Never seen this lamp before. The shade is absolutely amazing. What do they call this? Whip stitch? And this is like, I want to say fiberglass shade. I mean, look at, this is like so iconically mid-century. And it, obviously it's its original shade. I mean, you can't make that kind of thing up, can you? Love this little lamp, and they thought it was hilarious that I was buying it. They remembered that it was in, I believe, their dad's office in the late 1950s. So that was interesting to sort of like get that time and place and have that image in my own brain. The last time I saw these at an estate sale, they wanted something crazy like $100 for the set, which I believe is actually more than the comp I'm going to put up here, but I did my research first, so forgive me if I'm wrong, but I did not buy those, but these were very inexpensive, and I think the family really didn't understand that people are looking for these things, so they were happy that people wanted them and thrilled that we were carrying boxes and boxes out. I have not gone through all of these postcards. Many of them are German, but I'm sure you know there are postcard collectors. They were so inexpensive. It doesn't matter. I can sell them in my booth or online. I just couldn't help it. Even the box is lovely. I'm sure the box was for something else, but I got 2 of these huge books for $1 each. These are old books. Harper's Pictorial History of the Civil War. Unbelievable. I should have taken the stuff off so you could see inside. But anyway, those, someone will love those. This is Walt Disney, Japan, probably, I'm going to say 60s or 70s collectible piece in very good condition, about 50 bucks. Oh, by the way, I couldn't find this exact, well, I did find this exact lamp, but the comp is ridiculous. It's from one of the platforms that is outrageous. But I would guess on Etsy, if I were going to sell on Etsy, which I probably won't, I'd probably put 120 on it because it's so amazing. That might be too low, I don't know. But I think I'm going to try to sell it locally instead because I do not want that to get broken. Shout out to Nathan. Thank you so much, Nathan. He was like, do you want some of these, I guess these are bullets or shells or something. And I said, yeah, I do want them. So he gave me those. I didn't buy those. And then the last part of haul part 1 is this lithograph. So a lithograph is basically a fancy name for a print. Now I know that there's more to it than that. And you can definitely leave me a comment about that. I forget all the details. I've just learned the terminology. So there are a couple of ways to tell if you have a print or an original piece. This one made it easy for me. If you see numbers, 308 out of 360, that means there were only 360 made of this particular image, and this is number 308. I've been told that the earlier renditions are better. So if it was like number 3 out of 360, that would be better. It doesn't matter that much to me. This does have some value. I'll put up a similar one. I couldn't find this exact one, so you can see the frame on this is unbelievable. I'm not sure how I'm not going to keep this. If you saw all the art I have stacked in my workout room, you'd understand why I probably shouldn't. I just thought this was lovely. I didn't really realize it was that valuable. I thought I'd probably sell it on Facebook for like $30 or $40. Oh, so the second way to tell if you have a print, this will work probably 90 times out of 100, is to take some kind of magnifying glass or lupe and look up close, like literally put it on the glass and look. And if you see pixels, right, I hope you know what those are, very evenly arranged dots, then you know that it's a print. Once in a while, you have a very high quality print that can fool even the masters. And I've had that happen, not to me, I mean to someone I consider a master. So, but most of the time you can tell with a lupe if they don't have the numbers in the corner of the frame. Okay, on to part 2. So we're doing a mini part 2 because I had 2 articles of clothing I wanted to show you. Again, I have to defer to my dad. So my dad is a bit of an outerwear aficionado, and he really likes LL Bean, and he always got us like the best down jackets and outerwear when we were kids. You know, we grew up on Narragansett Bay, and with my dad in the mid-century years, you know, they spent a lot of time outside, and I think it just made it more important. But the reason that we're talking about this is because this coat, probably from the 80s, based on my research, is worth over $100. Someone wants a vintage LL Bean Warden's parka. It's in great shape. I actually bought it because A, I knew it was good quality, and B, I figured if my dad ever came to visit and he didn't have a warm enough coat with him, which is unlikely, we would have this for him. But now I'm like, sorry, Dad, I don't know, it's over $100, and I'm sure you'll be prepared when you come. So that's why I wanted to show you that, because that's something that could be overlooked. I did not find a name of a maker on this men's dress coat. It's a little dusty, but as soon as I touched it, I knew it was cashmere, and it does say there's 100% right in here. So that gives it some value. It's in really good shape. I think I can sell it in the booth if I want to, or get it dry cleaned and sell it on Etsy if one of the men here does not want it. So I just wanted to show those to you really quick. Back to the table. Okay, this is the last part of the haul from that family run estate sale. I think I left out just a couple of things that either didn't have value, weren't like teachable moments, or I had doubles. If I see vintage road maps with this beautiful, like, look at how colorful that is. That's usually a sign it's vintage. People do collect these and like these. They're relatively easy to ship, and they do sell in the booth. I love looking at like the ads and I guess like the fonts and the graphics. So I grabbed that. Not a huge money maker normally, but still I grabbed that. These are things that also sell. These are like these little like barware type things. These are from Westinghouse, where you can slide this. I know we can look it up now, but it's kind of fun to pick your recipe and slide this and then get all the elements that you need, the ingredients that you need. This bag did have knitting needles and stuff inside it, which potentially had their own value, but I liked it just as a tote bag. It's got these lucite or acrylic handles. Look at the beautiful bark cloth on the inside, and then this crochet exterior. I feel like someone would love to use that as their bag, or even like a beach bag. I don't know, do people even read magazines anymore? But still, something like that. I think I couldn't leave that behind. Now here's another example. Look, this was 50 cents at the grocery store. This is not a huge money maker, but it was so beautiful, and I love that it had its original sticker, so I bought it. I think it will sell in the booth. I think rather than making like some drinks in that, which that looks like a small volume of drinks. I don't know what that says about me, but I think I'd use that as like a little bud vase, just because it's so pretty that I'd want you to be able to see it in the beautiful teal color and the gold diamonds. I probably would take off the price tag, but then it's been on there for like 60 years or something. Who am I to say it should come off now? This is only the second leather wastebasket I've ever found. This is tooled leather. I don't even know if it says it's from Mexico, but my guess would be Mexico. And I just thought that was really neat. I'll probably put that in the booth because I'm not sure it's worth enough to ship. I knew this was Arabia because I've had this piece before. It's very dirty. It needs to be cleaned. And you know what's funny? I was always thinking of this as a bull because of the horns, but you can see quite clearly that that is a female bovine. Anyway, Arabia, Finland, good pieces. Laura Caldwell just had a piece on by them that I had not seen before. This is one of their more iconic and well-known pieces. I always grab these timers. People want them. I think they just like the way they look. This one looks a little wonky right now. I'm going to clean it up. It's going to look great. That's something you might not know about. Some booths don't let you sell coral, but like Etsy does let you sell it. So I don't know. You'd have to decide for yourself or sell it on Facebook or something. Sometimes even Facebook's weird about coral, but you can tell this is a really vintage piece of coral. We did not damage a coral reef recently for this, so perhaps someone should enjoy it since it's already here. I grabbed it anyway, and I've already shown you this one. Oh, this guy has some damage. These wooden animals, these mid-century, they're kind of sleek looking. I've shown you some of these before, but I wanted to grab those because they were relatively inexpensive and they do sell relatively well. Miniature clocks can do well, even if they're not super collectible. People like the way they look. I know my dad has a little collection himself. This is a nice little brass Elgin clock. I just really think it's super cute. And I don't know if people use those for travel clocks because that thing must weigh a full pound all by itself. This is so darling. This little, I guess it's a coat rack, but look at the graphics on it. What is up with this duck? They overdid it on the green head on this mallard. Even his beak his bill is green. Okay, still gorgeous. Came from Holland. You can see the remnants of the sticker. I love that so much. I buy weird stuff. What can I say? Someone will buy this in the booth for some interesting display they have at their house. I have no idea well, I know what this is, but I don't know why it is. Hold on. It says woven names, and it's like maybe tags? Franklin Masters? I don't know. Can you guys help me with this? Sorry, I was having trouble. It looks like a tag for clothing, so maybe someone had to have these made for their clothing, their clothing line? I don't know. Help me out here. Original box gets me every time. Trinket dish with crabs on it. Now this is from Japan, but it felt very Maryland. I feel like you could put this in your bathroom, put your earrings in it when you take a shower, put it on your nightstand. It could even be like a little spoon rest. Put your tea bag in it. Anyway, I thought it was adorable, grabbed it. Now, coffee grinders are not always a winner. I haven't looked these up yet, but I'll put up comps when I do. The reason that they are already in the haul is because in the past I've had one very similar to this one. I don't think it was this exact name, and it sold very well on Etsy, and so I grabbed it. This one's a little more beat up, it's like worn. Again, I gotta look it up and see, but people do like to decorate with them, so I think locally it would still sell. I have another antique book. You know what? I'm not 100% sure of the year of this book. I'm almost afraid to open it and find out. Now this book looks like it's been through some of these battles itself. That affects its value a lot. Did I still think it was worth saving from one of the many dumpsters? Yes, I did. I still think someone will enjoy this. I still think it's just amazing that it's still here. So I did snatch that up, but remember, condition is a lot. Now I've never seen these little like carts, these little like, I guess they're toys, but wouldn't that be the cutest planter? I mean, I'm terrible with plants. I have like a handful, but I just think that would be such a cute planter to have on a screened-in porch, and I do have 2 of those. So I'll look up a little more information about those and share that with you if I have it. My guess would be that locally they'd sell for $25 and probably more online. Again, I've never seen them before, so that tells me a little something. If I've been doing this for 12 or 13 years as a part-time business and I've never seen one, that says something. And then I think the last thing we have to look at here is Snoopy. Yep. He's got his leather bomber. He's got his aviator glasses. I mean, this guy is awesome. He's about a $50 piece. I actually would not have been surprised if he'd been worth more. So I'm going to put up comps for things. This was an amazing estate sale. I'm glad that you guys got to virtually go with me. So much fun. Those do not happen all the time. I have other estate sale footage saved that's not quite as good, that I never feel, if I find something like this, I don't want to share that footage yet. I'll save it for a rainy day when we're all bored. But anyway, I hope you guys get out there and find some amazing sales too. I hope you guys get some great treasures that pay you well for your time. And I always hope that you never stop searching. And I will see you guys next time.